Alright, well, hello everybody, it's Deadhead again. I got something here I want to talk about, but just before we get into that really quickly, I just want to say my last video, this is completely unexpected, got a little bit of some subscribers and a little bit of attention. I really appreciate that. Totally surprised me. I kind of expected this to just, fly under the radar like most, nobody's videos do. If you're one of my new subscribers, at the end of the video, I'll have a little chat about some things that I might do with this channel, but we're not going to talk about that just now. Right now, I just want to kind of get into the content here. So this is Mexico, 2021, where Bottas kind of crashed in turn one, and we're going to take a second to look at that. So let's just really quickly watch what happens here. So, all right. So the first thing here, and this got talked about a lot at the time, is that so these guys are three wide. We got Hamilton over here, Bottas here in the middle, and Verstappen out on the outside. Now, Bottas got a lot of criticism for this. People saying that he was too close to the inside and gave Verstappen a way around the outside. And really, I don't necessarily entirely agree with that. There's kind of arguments for and against being on the outside or being more on the inside here. If Bottas had come out here, that would have forced Verstappen to come on the inside, and in the middle three wide is pretty much the last place you ever want to be. I mean, you see so many people get squeezed out in that situation, or contact and car damage. So I do kind of agree that if Bottas had been on the outside, that would have been a little bit more advantageous, but going on the inside of another driver here also can be an advantage, which I'll get into here in a second. So this is definitely the first big mistake. Like, yeah, maybe Bottas should have been out here, but the thing is, when you're on the inside of another driver, you've got the ability to basically wait for them to brake first. Let me see if I can sort of explain how that works, right? So you're on the inside here, right, and you've got the other car out here on the outside. The thing about being on the inside is you can totally go all the way out to the edge of the track and basically block the guy on the inside from being able to turn it. And so what that means is you realistically have the privilege of being able to wait for them to brake first. You're obviously going to go pretty deep, but a lot of times that's not going to matter because they're not going to be able to turn in because you're going to be in the way. Of course, you do have to sort of be concerned about them cutting back on the inside, but especially here on the first lap, everything's really crowded. That's there's gonna be less opportunities for that just because there's so many more cars. So I do think even though Bottas was here in the middle, he could have actually waited for Verstappen to brake and then brake after him, and then that probably would have kept Verstappen behind. Maybe could have also resulted in contact. You never really know. That's the first phase, and then of course Bottas gets turned around there by Ricciardo. All right, so so this is Ricciardo. So let's watch Ricciardo's on board to talk about the crash. And I hate giving Bottas such a hard time here because I am a bit of a Bottas fan, but the fact is he really kind of messed up here. And again, I don't criticize him so much for the positioning going down this straight as much as his reaction to Verstappen. But then this moment here is definitely, I think, pretty damning for Bottas. So, all right. So as we talked about, he was three wide with Hamilton and Verstappen here, and so when you're coming down to turn one and you're side by side with another car, like Bottas was with Hamilton, you can basically count on another car being right behind that guy. So, I mean, I suppose he probably thought he had the room here to slip in. I mean, you can see that he is quite far back from Hamilton, actually. So I would guess that he probably thought he had room here, but I mean, clearly he didn't. And you might even also say that perhaps the responsibility is on Ricardo to slow down and, because he obviously was not necessarily alongside Bottas. He was quite a bit behind him as well. And if that's the way you feel, then it's an opinion. It's just as valid. But I mean, for me, like if I'm in Bottas's car right now, which I mean, I would be happy to be. But if I were in Bottas's car at this moment, I'm leaving a little bit more space at the apex. That's what I'm saying. But again, it's turn one of lap one. You've got to count on someone being right behind Hamilton, as we had here. You really can't just cut right in like that and expect nobody to be there. So he really cuts deep into this apex. It looks like maybe he was trying that move that I mentioned, going up the inside, doing the switchback, but it's lap one. Everybody's here. Like, he should expect another car to be following Hamilton into this corner, and by cutting in like this, he completely cuts them off. I think a lot of people actually criticized Ricardo. I think a lot of people called this Ricardo's fault. I think in the race they called it a race incident, but to me, this is clearly Bottas' fault. He should have left space here on the inside for other cars that he should have known were coming. And so basically, I don't think there's really any excuse. I think Bottas kind of kind of did that to himself a little bit. I see Ricardo as a bit of an innocent bystander. But yeah, so this is Ricardo over here, and there's another car side by side, and I mean, Bottas has to leave space for these cars to come through. He can't come from the second lane and go into the inside lane. You got to expect a crash. I don't know how else to figure that. So yeah, I mean, that's my take on this Bottas crash. I hope people found that interesting. A little bit more of a perhaps a less controversial subject than my last one, which I think I need. I think people are still kind of testy about about how the championship panned out, so we'll stay away from the Hamilton Verstappen stuff for now. Although maybe I'll do something about the God, that Jetta incident was weird. I might have something to say about that. But yeah, so that's everything I have to say about the incident here that happened in Mexico. Hopefully you guys found that interesting. So I do really quickly want to talk about this channel and some intentions that I have for it. But first of all, I just want to say, well, again, I want to say, first of all, actually, I really appreciate all the feedback, and 9 subscribers isn't a lot, but I was expecting none. I was expecting no views, nothing like that. So it was all pretty surprising and humbling to see that. So I really appreciate that. So it's kind of like, okay, I guess I got to start making more videos. I have a full-time job. I don't have a ton of time for making videos, but I want to if I can, and if people find it interesting. There is another project that I've actually been working on for a little while, although I kind of had put it to the side. But it's relevant to this, and if people are enjoying this, I kind of I got to bring that back out and start working on that. That is something that I think, I don't want to say too much about what it is, but I do think if you guys are fans of F1, you'll probably enjoy what I have coming up. So if you aren't already subscribed and F1 content that's not currently already available on YouTube, there's tons of F1 stuff on YouTube these days, but this is somewhat unique, what I have planned. So if that sounds at all interesting to you guys that aren't subscribed, please do so. I'm not going to make a big habit of asking for subscribers, but just because this is kind of a unique situation for me. So yeah, so if that sounds interesting, please do subscribe. For those that have subscribed, stand by for that stuff to come out. I can't say it's going to be anytime soon. Like I said, full-time job. I don't have a ton of time to work on this stuff, and it is. I'll just say it's a pretty big project. It's involving writing, research, got to find images and video, and tons of work. It's not like this stuff that I can just talk on the fly over some onboard footage. But yeah, that's all I got for you today. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and yeah, see you guys around.